Okay, so honestly, I am just being myself. Now, as to why, I don't know exactly how to guess it. Basically, I started a stream and I thought, why not do it at a time when I'm really too actually busy for come on, for Pete's sake. Ah, jeez. Freaking heck. Give me a moment here. What is going on now? And of course, I gotta actually fix the pressure tank again. Oh my god, I am just doing some stuff right now, but fine. Fine, I'll just make sure that this is done first before I do anything else. For Pete's sake. I don't like it that I'm getting disrupted and that I got errands. But whatever. I can keep the stream to very low bit rate before I begin to just begin before I just go and fuck off. I don't know. It's just I kind of need to like make sure it's, you know, looking okay, I guess. Hey, at least I can clear the black spots and I can actually do some good shit. Very good. All right, very good. It's done, and now I'm gonna put you here. Very good. Oh wait, there's more. Give me put a chest over here. By the way, I was able to watch the campaign story of Battlefield 6. My computer's not really qualified for Battlefield 6, but let's just be real. I love it. I actually love it for Pete's sake. I don't know what the heck what else I'm going to say about it. It was actually good. Holy shit, dude. The story is not exactly that big, but at the same time, damn, they didn't fool around with the writing. It wasn't entirely it wasn't the entirely dramatic type, but at the same time, it was great. It was actually awesome. They don't at least kid around with the story. That's what I could definitely say about it. The beta of the actual game on its multiplayer mission is sessions. It's actually awesome. I didn't play on the betas because my PC isn't gonna hold up much. Okay, this should do. I'm At least I can start rendering stuff here, and then I can just do what I gotta do to do the chores and everything, just to make sure that I don't get disturbed again. So, how many hours is this going to take? Probably 2 hours. What time is it right now? 3:09. So, guys, if you're able to DVR and rewind back to this time in which I have to leave because I have to do errands for bullshit, start counting. It's 3:10 right now. 3:10 p.m. Okay, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Oh my god, I'm very, very sorry, guys. I actually thought that I was actually going to come back after a few hours, but no, I had to be around my aunts because they were serving some food. Well, who exactly am I going if I were actually going to refuse? It's didn't want to be that. I didn't want to actually embarrass him, so I couldn't actually refuse. But at the same time, God, I have got to give. I should not give myself any problems when it comes to my diet. Shit, dude. I I, I gotta stop giving myself problems. Honestly, I really gotta stop giving myself problems. All right, hold on. I know. When it comes to CBR, or when it comes to CBR recording, it's something I like to do, but at the same time, it's understandable. Others are not into the point of actually doing that shit. Whatever. Basically, I finally had my second VOD. Finally got my next VOD up, and now that I'm actually doing what I have to for this, I'm thinking, hmm, let's see. Should I actually go for it? You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna like put it on transparent because when I actually go on the thing, I can go transparent. Anyway, let me just try and choose a game if I like to actually do that. So, actually, I like to. Counter-Strike 2. I need to, but of course, there are these people. These people who are. It doesn't matter. I gotta give myself a bit of a try for once. Let's give this a try for once. Now, here's hoping that after a while of doing it, of not doing this, they take it easy on me. But at the same time, I'm worried about what has changed ever since I took a break of it. Today's update features new wingman and competitive community maps along with brand new charms, stickers, and more. Uh, okay then. I guess we'll see what happens next. We will do death matches on the usual maps. 2, 3. We'll do the casual online matches because I need to know what the hell I am missing out on. Because it has been some time. It has been some time.
Let's roll.
So even I don't know what the hell has changed on the experience, on the how the players react to each other, everything. Okay? And the game's changing. Okay, fine. Fine. Let's just get some shit right. I'm not gonna have offensive. Okay. Let's make it happen. Again, there are more bots. Again, there are bots in this game. But I guess that's supposed to be normal to me. Oh, oh, Oh. Oh, sure. Really? A single? Bro. Okay, fine. You know, this is why I don't like split-second kills like this. It's just... dude, everyone's just going ham. You know, I never have any fun on these types because they give you the illusion of fun when, in fact, if there's any sort of fun at all, that fun would disappear so suddenly. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Do you actually get the thing that I'm saying here? At least shit's okay. Experience-wise, nothing much has changed, thank God. I should probably change the way I... Hold on. You know, those who actually want to be so competitive actually get a better feel of it. Or if they're not competitive and they're actually worse, they could potentially just be well, yeah. That's just how it is, I guess. Bro, what? Give me something. Everyone is just so ham, or the bots are just not doing everyone a favor. Bro. Oh. Oh! What? Where did he come from? Whatever. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. I refuse to believe this is how things work now. At least in this side of the on this side of the aisle, or I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Shit, dude. I'm not worth. It's not worth reminiscing, but at the same time, you know, sometimes those types of kills are questionable. Or maybe I'm just rusty, I'm not sure. I just gotta get into it again. I guess that's fine. Ouch. Ah, jeez. That's not even peeking. That's basically just aiming shit, dude. Whatever. At least the chat bot, at least the speech bots have been eliminated for a while. Well, this is only the first match, so I don't know exactly the entire experience when it comes to those types of bots. Because if you have actually been watching my streams before, you would notice that there were way too many of those speech bots promoting shit. There were way too many of those speech bots. And it is very annoying. Holy shit, dude. Dude. Whatever. Ah, come on. You just fell. You fell for nothing. You're shit. Dude. That's not even real. You're a fucking bot, bro. No way that's real, bro. Whatever. At least you're real. You got a custom skin. Bruh. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Shit. Oh shit. Oh my god, I gave him 65 and 1, but it's not enough because he was way too close. Ah, shit, dude. These bots are so suspicious, bro. These bots are so freaking suspicious. It's not helping the game. It's not helping the multiplayer experience. It is so shitty, dude. They're way too spicy. And their headshot is done by algorithm, bro. By a program. Seriously, it's not real. I feel like death matches, a way to practice, is not a real experience anymore. Every time. In multiplayer games, they're always being swarmed by bots made from people who either want to earn from selling cheats or just promoting businesses. But even speech bots are a very, very big annoyance. Like, what the fuck, dude, is this game coming to? This is why I don't even normally do online deathmatch. I use offline deathmatch using my time against bots, and then I try to challenge myself by going online by playing comp matches because it gives me validation. Okay? It gives me not only validation, but the experience that tells myself I played this game for real and not with bots. Because seriously, when it comes to death matches like this, I'd rather be playing it real. And you know what I prefer when it comes to death matches like these? Playing against the game's actual bots. Not third-party bots that do overkill headshots. Or cheater, or maybe cheaters at some point. It's just... No, abso-freaking-lutely not. That's not the proper experience I want. Seriously, too many cheaters and too many useless piece of shit bots that ruined the entire game. I just... Look, I'll do this. I'll do this much later. Give me a moment here. Oh, sorry. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna prepare some stuff because I want to have some water right beside me. I may as well just make sure that I do have water right beside me. So, yeah. This is just for the betterment of the self. So, yeah, it makes sense. I will be back with you guys shortly, so don't go anywhere. Guys, you're gonna have to forgive me, even if I actually slept very well on a couch. Let's just be real, it was soft, okay? It was actually soft. So you're just gonna have to forgive me. You're just gonna have to forgive me for a bit because I slept like I'm not sure if I slept like a baby, but I did snore because I thought that I would actually be staying there. Well, at least right now I'm a bit more energetic. It's a good thing I won't be entirely going later. I won't be entirely going this morning, but I will be washing a few of our cars, because we are going to make sure that our cars are good for the week. All right, because of continuous rains that was actually happening here, besides the unfortunate earthquakes that were actually happening around the Philippines, there were still storms that are still ravaging us around. Okay, but everyone around Metro Manila is mostly only just traumatized. We're moving on from it. Hopefully, we actually get through things. But that's not entirely what we're actually here for right now, because I gotta tell you, I don't know what the heck Trump has been thinking for the months for as of recent, okay? Because let's just be real, hosting a hosting the Qatari Air Force with their own airbase inside U.S. soil. Now that absolutely alarmed me. I don't know what the heck is in Trump's mind. Either it's something that's not good, or he doesn't know what he's doing. I really just gotta open that up immediately. I hate it when when I think I'm saying something and then it doesn't come out. Damn it. All right. I guess I'll try again. Well, actually, yeah. Actually, wait. Give me a moment here. Oh, okay. Are we live right now? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay. Thought I should let you guys know on my recent on what I recently captured when I was on errand. Actually, it was a few days ago, but still, it's still really fresh in my mind, you know. Anyway, in 2025, a former U.S. President Donald Trump, wait, now serving a new term, has attracted attention and controversy through two related developments involving Qatar. First is actually, not attempting, accepting. He already accepted it. Accepted a luxury Boeing 747-8 jet from Qatar intended for use as Air Force One, or a temporary presidential transport plane. To really just drive it home, there is an article here from Newsweek. Trump's new Air Force One gift from Qatar will likely cost U.S. $1 billion. Now, some other people believe that this is a gift. This is a gift from the Qatari, to make sure that if there's a fruitful relationship, there's a fruitful relationship right there. A jet donated by Qatar that is expected to become President Donald Trump's next Air Force One could ultimately cost American taxpayers $1 billion or more in retrofitting and upgrades. The free Air Force One from Qatar, which Trump has described as a gift, has raised eyebrows after a $934 million transfer of funds was made to an unnamed classified project from the Pentagon, with officials in the Air Force saying that millions of dollars were needed to pay for renovating the aircraft. So basically, the gift is not a gift. So why did Trump describe it as one? Honestly, I don't know what the hell is in his mind for actually accepting the handout. Oh my god. Sometimes I hate that his kind of logic, because his logic does not make sense, and any type of logic that does not make sense and is on an uncertain type is meant to damage perception. It is meant to damage perception. It is meant to divide. I hate that. I hate it when there is no oneness of thought from these types of people. The Qatari jet, delivered as a bona fide gift to the United States, arrived at a time when the Pentagon sought alternatives to delayed Boeing aircraft for presidential use. While officials emphasized the absence of any quid pro quo, the process of converting a 13-year-old Boeing 747 into a secure advanced command center for the president could add a significant taxpayer-funded price tag that goes against the concept of a gift. That's right. I wouldn't actually expect I wouldn't actually expect anyone to accept a gift, like, until, because it's not of good condition, especially if a jet that big has been around for years and it needs to be maintained. There is absolutely no way. There is absolutely no way that this is a it's not an unconditional gift. There's always a condition to these things. Just makes me really believe that he's hiding shit from us. Way too much that we don't know. This was back in July, by the way. Pete Hegseth and Qatari Deputy Prime Minister Saud bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, well, forgive me if I have mispronounced the name at some point. The two signed a memorandum of understanding detailing Qatar's unconditional donation. I don't consider that unconditional whatsoever. Of a Boeing jet to the Pentagon with no payment made to Qatar. And the agreement explicitly said the gift should not be interpreted as bribery or an attempt to influence U.S. policy. The jet is being housed in San Antonio, awaiting extensive retrofitting and security upgrades before it can be used as Air Force One. The renovation's official price is classified, but congressional budget analysis and reports from the New York Times have traced a $934 million transfer from the over-budget Sentinel nuclear missile modernization program, believed to be earmarked for the jet's transformation. Yeah, so Trump wrote on Truth Social in May, Boeing 747 is being given to me in the United States. Yeah. Not to me. Yeah. United States Air Force and Department of Justice. Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, told ABC in May, it's a perfectly legal transaction. It's been vetted by White House counsel, by the Justice Department. It's government exchange services. In this case, the president has done an incredible array of wonderful deals and created all kinds of opportunities for this country. I'm sorry, but the tariff war is shitting on your economy. Don't say that he has made wonderful deals and created all kinds of opportunities, because different countries are staying the fuck away from Trump and America just because they do not want to be economically involved because of the tariff war. I'm sorry. You are lying through your own teeth here. Seriously. Who is saying this? Yeah. Yeah, the same special envoy actually said that. Oh my god. They've got to learn shit. This just feels wrong to me. Every bit of this shit just feels wrong to me. Well, that's not the only thing that actually happened. In October 2, a few months after Trump had received that jet. You see, they were right in pointing out that at some point, in another perspective, Qatar may be actually trying to gain influence of the U.S. by actually giving that jet. And since Trump accepted it, that's actually a huge deal. Because what happened a few months after that was everything related to Qatar. First, the United States offers security guarantees to Qatar, and this comes from the Express Tribune. Holy shit, dude. Yeah. U.S. will regard any armed attack in Qatari territory as a threat to Washington and will provide the Gulf Arab state with security guarantees, the White House said. After an Israeli strike on the country last month, let's just be real. Forces around the Middle East are absolutely angry at Israel for actually attacking Iran, and then the United States had to join in on crippling Iran's nuclear capability, considering that Iran had decided to split from the nuclear deal. Okay? But whose fault is it that they would actually split from the deal in the first place? Basically, the atmospherics in the Middle East keep telling them that the United States will still keep being allied with Israel. Okay? And this all absolutely started decades ago. Camp David. Camp David Accords. They were actually angry with the Middle East losing the United States to Israel as an ally. Thing is, Israel has been aggressive to the point that the IDF has been doing all sorts of shady shit in regards to civilians in Gaza. Look, I don't like those things either, but unfortunately, we've come to the point that now the Middle East does not want to take any shit anymore, and now they're engaged in conflict with Israel. Never always a good sign. But considering that Israel, however, considering that America and Israel are allies, it is a surprise to me that Qatar, even Qatari territory, is going to be considered a bit of a blanket, a bit of a blanket soil for the United States, because I don't know what Trump was thinking, but he did get influenced by the Qataris by actually doing this, and he quoted, "In light of the executive order," it quotes, "In light of the continuing threats to the state of Qatar posed by foreign aggression." Foreign aggression. Netanyahu is supposed to be your ally, and oh boy. Oh boy. I think at this point, the United States and Israel should have a strained relationship. Holy shit, dude. In light of the continuing threats to the state of Qatar posed by foreign aggression, it is the policy of the United States to guarantee the security and territorial integrity of the state of Qatar against external attacks, said an executive order signed by U.S. President Donald Trump on Monday. Actually, yeah. In the event of an attack on Qatar, the United States will take all lawful and appropriate measures, including diplomatic and economic, and if necessary, military, to defend the interests of the United States and the state of Qatar, and to restore peace and stability. The agreement comes after an Israeli strike on the key U.S. regional ally on September 9, targeting officials from Hamas who were discussing a U.S. peace proposal to end the conflict in Gaza. Basically, yeah. I gotta read this. I gotta read this again. Because I think what was October 2 really about? I mean, hold on. I'm a bit confused here. Okay, U.S. offers security guarantees to Qatar. But what does this mean? Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with. Okay, so President Donald Trump signed an executive order titled "Assuring the Security of the State of Qatar." Under this order, the United States will regard any armed attack on Qatari territory, sovereignty, or critical infrastructure as a threat to the peace and security of the United States. Should such an attack occur, the United States commits to taking all lawful and appropriate measures, including diplomatic, economic, and if necessary, military, to defend the interests of the United States and the state of Qatar and to restore peace and stability. The trigger for this move was an Israeli airstrike on September 9, 2025, which struck officials from Hamas who had been meeting about a U.S.-backed peace proposal. The strike also killed a Qatari security officer. Also, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu phoned the Qatari Prime Minister from the White House to apologize for the strike. Basically, if Trump and Netanyahu actually did talk about this, and Netanyahu apologized, then is this still something that Trump should not have done? Let's just be real. The Israeli airstrike was uncalled for, but at least Netanyahu had made sure to address it. So basically, Qatar is a U.S. ally. Okay, so sorry, I'm very sorry. So Qatar is a U.S. ally. Qatar is a U.S. ally, but is still hosting. It was still hosting Hamas. It was still hosting Hamas with, but it also. Oh my God. You know, Qatar needs to get itself together when it comes to enemies of nation states. They've got to forcefully remove or eliminate enemies of nation states that they're allied with. I'm sure at some point that Qatar is already aware of Israel and U.S.'s aggression against Iran only as a retaliation to Iran's illegal nuclear program. But still. Okay. I thought there was anything worse that could actually happen to this. Now. So, the U.S. offers security guarantees. Right? Here is the real kicker of it, with the involvement of the Qataris. Okay? Approving or proceeding with the construction of a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho, which would host Qatari F-15 jets and pilots, basically. The Qatari Air Force is being given additional land in the United States to house their jets. Not house, host. Basically, they're allowing the Qataris to actually have a certain home there. These events together raise questions. These events, the acceptance of the jet, and the Air Force, the Qatari Air Force being given a home in Idaho. These events together, well, besides the U.S. offering security guarantees to Qatar in between these two events, okay? These events together raise questions about foreign gifts, influence, because I think what happened to Doha because of the Israeli strikes against Hamas and the killing of a Qatari security officer was because of influence. Actually, no. I don't think this is about just influence because of the Qataris. I think this was definitely a legit move to make sure to actually defend U.S. allies, because they're already a U.S. ally. They were already a U.S. ally. Were they? Hold on. Yes! Yes, they are! Yes, they are! Okay, 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 okay. Okay. This is a legit move. This is not something that was entirely influenced because of the jet. No. At least Trump at this point does not have any short-term memory. At least he doesn't. Okay? The facts are Qatar offered a luxury Boeing 747-8 jet valued at approximately $400 million to the U.S. as a gift. The plans for this jet to serve as a temporary Air Force One until the new planes ordered earlier under Trump's prior administration are completed. Trump defended accepting the jet as a great gesture and said it would be stupid not to accept it. Pete Hegseth, however, accepted the aircraft in accordance with all federal rules and regulations. Of course, there are still going to be maintenance costs. Okay? There are still going to be maintenance costs. There are important caveats. The jet must be retrofitted to meet stringent communications, security, and presidential transport standards. Experts note this conversion is expensive, complex, and will take time. There are constitutional, ethical, and security concerns raised by critics. Among them, the Foreign Emoluments Clause of the U.S. Constitution, which restrains receiving gifts from foreign governments, potential national security risk, classified systems, communications equipment, and defense against threats, and whether this sets problematic precedents. And now this. The Idaho facility for the Qatari Air Force. On October 10, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced the plan to build a facility at Mountain Home Air Base, Idaho, for the Qatari Emiri Air Force. This facility will host Qatari F-15 fighter jets and pilots for the purpose of joint training and enhanced military partnership with the United States. The arrangement is described as not giving Qatar independent control of the base. Rather, the facility will be under U.S. military supervision and on U.S. territory. Okay. I thought that the Qatari Air Force will be given free reign, but it's a good thing. Okay, it is a good thing. It will still be under U.S. supervision because the U.S. is operating with their own Air Force patrols. They got their own Air Force patrols. They have their own they have their own airspace covered. I mean, seriously, it's already messy. The Qatari Air Force is being given land to actually construct to actually house their jets, for Pete's sake. God. The move has drawn political backlash and confusion. Critics assert it amounts to foreign military presence on U.S. soil, while defenders say it's similar to arrangements with other allies. With other allies, because seriously, jeez, I don't know. Under an emoluments clause, there is concern that accepting a foreign government's gift of a high-value aircraft would be unconstitutional. Critics argue that even with procedural compliance, the symbolic and practical implications of accepting such a gift are significant. The jet needs many modifications to satisfy Air Force One's operational demands. That's why $934 million has to be done when it comes to overhauling the entire thing, and when it comes to the aircraft maintenance as well. Those modifications, well, besides maintenance, are expensive and time-consuming. There are concerns about potential vulnerabilities, foreign origin of certain components, possible espionage risk, whether security-sensitive systems could be compromised. I mean, who are going to actually make those components for potentially spying at the United States, on the United States' interest? China? Well, I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, we might not know any potential smart shit from the Middle East. Accepting a superstar gift from a foreign power could create an appearance, if not the reality of, indebtedness or influence. Even if no explicit quid pro quo was proven, perception matters in diplomacy and governance. Critics argue this could erode norms meant to prevent foreign influence in domestic policy. There is RA for influence RA because, for Pete's sake, while the jet is donated, retrofitting it and ensuring compliance with safety and security and ongoing maintenance may impose large costs. Some estimates suggest up to or over $1 billion in total once modifications are included. Oh boy. I thought it's just 934 million. But a few hundred millions more. Damn. Also, the current program already had ordered new Air Force One aircraft. Delays in that program are a factor. The jet from Qatar is effectively a stopgap, which may have limited usefulness. There's political backlash from both Democrats and Republicans because of this. Some see this as a misuse of the presidency, or at least as creating risk. Senators and members of Congress have introduced legislation or amendments to prohibit accepting foreign aircrafts or to impose more oversight. Public and media commentary has been sharply critical. The Idaho arrangement, however, for the Qatari Air Force, that has caught my attention. Even if it pisses off red states and Republicans in particular, and MAGA in particular, it definitely gives me, dumps down a lot of concern on me, because why would you host another nation at a time in which, oh boy, things are no longer becoming coincidence here. Things are not becoming coincidence anymore. Things are no longer coincidental. It really is tied to the fact that Trump was given a jet, a useful thing. Basically, he would be more friendlier to the Qataris for this. And because of that, he made sure that there are security guarantees for the Qataris, and then a new Air Force base would actually be established as a part of that friendship. There's already foreign influence actually happening here. There's already foreign influence happening around here. It is not a dream. It is not a dream. Seriously. Yeah. Transparency issues. How many jets and how many personnel, the duration and cost to U.S. taxpayers, etc., are still being clarified. Yeah, very much clarify these things, please. The delay of Boeing's delivery of the new Air Force One aircraft left a gap. Jet from Qatar offers a way to fill that gap more quickly, at least temporarily, while avoiding some costs associated with procurement or further delays. Are you sure? And then strengthening ties with Qatar and regional strategy. Qatar is a strategic partner in the Middle East, enhancing military cooperation through aircraft training, basing may be part of a broader diplomatic and geopolitical strategy, possibly centered on influence on regional stability. But let's just be real. The Middle East is starting to is already burning up for the past few months because of the conflict between Israel and Hamas. Okay, that's still going on, even if the Middle East is angry at Israel for even daring to even go up against Iran on a direct attack as a retaliation for the illegal nuclear programs. Iran may be crippled, but they're going to come back. They're going to come back to bounce. Okay? Now, Trump and his defenders argue accepting the jet saves taxpayer dollars versus buying or leasing another interim aircraft. Using a gifted plane is spun as more efficient. So they spin this as more efficient considering that they need a temporary replacement for Air Force One since the actual Air Force One for Trump's term is still not ready yet. Fine, there is enough statement that actually says that you need that there is a need for this. Yes, it's a cost save. That's why the plane is has been accepted. But there's always an influence factor to this. Still, his logic is so questionable. His logic is absolutely questionable here. It still is. Is foreign policy more of his thing? Honestly, I don't think so. He can't even have better policy when it comes to his own taxpayers. And, and the supporters expect that he would actually do better. For Pete's sake, dude. But at the same time, because of the tariffs he was placing on China, he is doubting that any components from the Chinese would actually. Yeah, I wouldn't be actually surprised if Boeing uses Chinese components. I wouldn't be really surprised. Okay? This is why he's just capitulating. He's just going to closer allies that he has, the ones who could give him a leg up, instead of just depending on the construction of Boeing for the new Air Force One. Oh my gosh. This is a mess. This is a real mess. The narrative of getting something free or as a generous gift from an ally can be politically potent. It allows framing of leadership as shrewd, leveraging foreign relations for U.S. benefit. Also plays to populist leanings, and I quote, "Why should Americans taxpayers pay when an ally will donate?" End quote. Yeah. Oh my god. Basically, there are other points here. Precedent for foreign gifts, security risk, public trust and oversight, domestic or political fallout. This is just. And considering that the Qatari Air Force Base was the last thing, Air Force Base was the last thing that everyone was expected to see. Holy shit! It just means he means what he says about Qatar. Trump got successfully influenced by Qatar, and now their air force is being deployed. The Qatari Air Force is now being deployed in the United States. This comes from the BBC right here. The U.S. has finalized an agreement that will allow Qatar to build an Air Force facility in Idaho. He said that Pete Hegseth, U.S. Defense Secretary, said the facility where pilots from the Gulf state would be trained to fly F-15 fighter jets, and it would be established at the Mountain Home Air Base in the northwestern U.S. state of Idaho. It's just another example of our partnership, Hegseth said during a meeting with his Qatari counterpart, Saud bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, at the Pentagon on Friday. Hegseth also praised Qatar for playing a substantial role in efforts led by President Donald Trump to secure a Gaza ceasefire and hostage return deal. Qatar, along with Egypt and Turkey, has been an active mediator during months of indirect negotiations between Israel and Hamas. On Friday, Hegseth says he was proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. This has been funded by the U.S. taxpayer. They're already very unsure with every event that's actually happening in the Middle East and around the U.S.'s ally there, Qatar, and they're also very wary of what Qatar was doing. Qatar had donated a jet to the United States. Trump accepted that as a gift. However, he had his own government made sure that it was retrofitted and maintained to be a temporary Air Force One aircraft. Okay? There are just behind the scenes things that are happening that people don't want, that mainstream media does not want you to know. And holy shit, these things are alarming. Just as alarming as if Israel and the United States would actually be engaging against Iran, even if Iran did have an illegal. Yeah, even if Iran had an illegal nuclear program that was actually going on and it was crippled. That does not give the United States and Israel the excuse to actually allow attacks on every other thing besides just the nuclear programs, the nuclear silos. Okay? I mean bunkers. Sorry. I'm not sure what structures they were using to house their nuclear programs. Okay, but still, those were attacked. But also, media news outlets were also attacked by the IDF. I'm not sure for what that was for, but it was probably to make sure that no propaganda is spread to outside or something like that. It's just a mess. The attack against Iranian assets included journalist assets as well. It's just a mess. And now the U.S. is hosting the Qatari Air Force in Idaho. These are huge signs that the United States will be involved in something big in the Middle East, besides just Iran. On Friday, Hegseth said he was proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. The location will host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality, interoperability, and it's just another example of our partnership. You can count on us, Hegseth told Al-Thani. The Pentagon chief did not say how many Qatari F-15s would be based at the Idaho facility, and then it would become operational. And when it would become operational. The order amounts to an extraordinary security pact between America and a key Arab ally, almost mirroring aspects of a NATO alliance. I'm sorry, what? The order amounts to an extraordinary security. Yeah, exactly. The move came after Israeli airstrikes targeted Hamas leaders in Qatar's capital, Doha, on September 9, leaving several lower-level members of the Palestinian group dead, along with a Qatari security official. Qatar hosts Washington's biggest military base in the Middle East, the Al Udeid. The base, home to U.S. military's headquarters for all air operations in the region, was attacked attacked earlier by Iran in retaliation for American strikes against its nuclear sites. Yeah. Trump's back to defend Qatar could shake up or shore up a fragile region. Exactly. considering the tensions against Iran are already at an all-time high, this could spark up something bigger in the Middle East. Absolutely, it will be sparking up something big in the Middle East. It's alarming already. This is why the steps to make sure the Qatari Air Force is being more equipped. It just says something about the future of the Middle East here. It just says something about it's just, no. This is just, wow. Just, no. This is going to really, this is going to shake us real good. This is going to shake us real good. Oh boy. And yeah. Trump gives Qatar Air Force Base in U.S. $12 billion jet deal also stuns allies. But wait, jet deal? Jet deal? There's a manufacturing clause? No. No way there's a manufacturing clause somewhere in there. Holy shit, dude. It leaves Netanyahu fuming. I'm going to be watching this video from the Hindustan Times. Wait, what? No way. The Trump forced Bibi to apologize to Doha for this huge reason. Well, considering that Israeli strikes did actually incur a casualty from the Qatari security forces, he has to. He has to apologize, but Trump forcing the apology? I'm not sure. Yeah, Arab ally over U.S. military foothold. Yeah, this is something. Trump scores strategic masterstroke with a $12 billion air deal with Qatar. Trump sealed unprecedented deal. Damn. Qatar's F-15s land in Idaho as Trump seals unprecedented deal. So it actually happened. Not only is the Qatari Air Force Base approved of being hosted, but their jets are already coming in. Holy shit, dude. Yeah. We don't know. Is Israel outplayed? Honestly. Trump and Qatar turned a $12 billion deal into the U.S.'s newest strategic hub. Dude. Yeah. New Air Force facility at Idaho's Mountain Home Air Base. The facility will host Qatar's F-15 jets and train pilots under U.S. supervision. This marks another deepening step in U.S.-Qatar relations amid security pacts. Okay. Damn. How did we come to this point in which we're actually defending from foreign aggression at a point in which the United States is having real tensions against Iran months prior? It is just wild to me. It is just wild to me. Multiple countries. Oh boy, already trains pilots from multiple countries, including Singapore. Oh wow, okay. But Qatar's plan is unique. Foreign built facility on U.S. soil, under U.S. soil. Control. Okay. Alright. Facility will be built and maintained by Qatar under a 10-year commitment. It comes weeks after Trump made Qatar's defense a priority for U.S. policy. Well, makes sense. September 29, Trump signed an executive order and provided Qatar with security guarantees, especially after September 9 actually happened. Warned that any attack on Qatar would be a threat to U.S. security. Basically, even. Yeah. I'm still left with this simple question that I have in mind here. Okay? And I am going to actually search for it, considering that this is now happening here. Oh my God. This is why. This is why there's not it's becoming a real tinderbox. Qatar did host Hamas. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, this is going to leave Israel very angry. This is going to leave Benjamin Netanyahu very, very angry. Israel claims the leadership based in Doha was directly involved in planning or continuing operations against it, including the October 7, 2023 attacks and the ongoing conflict, making them valid targets in its view. The meeting was allegedly about a U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal, which suggests the leadership was actively engaging in diplomatic negotiations. Israel might have viewed this gathering as a chance to disrupt or degrade Hamas's ability to coordinate. Some reports say that this strike risked undermining ongoing ceasefire negotiations because striking an ally's territory, or Qatar, is considered, which is considered U.S. ally and mediator, complicates diplomatic relationships. Qatar condemned this strike as a violation of its sovereignty. Ah, my God. And then Trump made sure that Qatar has a place in their own territory. This is gonna anger Bibi himself. This is such a mess, bro. This is such a mess, bro. Well, probably Israel did this to themselves, giving the chance for the United States to actually have Qatar hosted in United States territory. Probably Israel may have shot themselves in the foot for this. I think Israel may have shot themselves in the foot for this, for actually, yeah. This is gonna. I don't think there's going to be. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna finish that video. I want to finish that video to see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Okay. Trump promised response during diplomatic, economic, or military measures. Okay. The move marked the strongest U.S. security guarantee overextended to an Arab state. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it is a humiliation. But at the same time, okay? He did this to himself. Qatar was a U.S. ally for some time. The strike outraged Qatar, a key mediator in Gaza, and frustrated Donald Trump. Because let's just be real, Qatar had been hosting Hamas. This is probably one very, very messy detail that we have to understand. Qatar hosted Hamas. The White House, with Qatar's input, reportedly helped draft Netanyahu's apology call. In that call, Netanyahu expressed deep regret for strikes on Hamas targets in Qatar. His office called the report fake news. Wait, what? But confirmed Qatari official was present. Oh my god, dude. It is a mess. My god, it is an absolute mess. And I don't know if this tension... dude, the tension on Iran is dying down because so far we haven't been seeing too much activity. But this thing about Qatar is outraging is making people spark outrage because of this shit. Okay? But at the same time, seems calculated. The influence that Qatar is actually giving, calculated. Events in relation to Qatar being protected, calculated, because their sovereignty was threatened for a bit by Israel, just because Israel had been taking out valid targets. Hamas. Qatar had been hosting Hamas. Doesn't Trump get to that realization? Doesn't Trump have that realization? I don't know. Either he's logical, there is some other logic that he's working with, or he just doesn't know what he's doing, and he's still an idiot to his core. It's just, it is such a mess. Such a huge mess. Is Israel going to respond to this? I don't know. But if they're going to respond, they will be responding. They will be expressing their, behind the scenes remorse against Trump. They'll probably call him or something like that. It's just, wow. I mean, the smaller people, the envoys in between the countries, are probably talking. They're probably talking after this thing. I mean, it is a shock to both to the entire political spectrum. Qatar, hosted by the Americans. We're getting in a more tense situation in the Middle East here. Even if this does not entirely regard Iran yet, but considering that Qatar was actually being it's being pampered more. What Trump is doing is pampering Qatar. And yeah, this was absolutely in response to events that actually happened because Israel had been careless. A Qatari security official didn't have to die, but of course, the strike was messy. I'm not sure how messy, but they're not gonna tell. They're not gonna tell us all the details for that. Jeez. Well, this is gonna really turn out interesting. Israel is going to really bring up the middle finger to Donald Trump for actually letting Qatar stay in the United States for this. It's just it is still the tinderbox. Something is gonna happen, and I don't like it. Now I'm gonna come back much later because I'm gonna be needed for the meantime. So yeah, this time there will be a break screen. This time the camera will be off, and sure. Anyways, I'm off. I gotta clean the cars. I gotta do what I gotta do for this morning. So stick around if you guys like to. Also, I am acknowledging Augie Minogue. Thank you very much and welcome to the show. Thank you very much. Anyways, I am going to take a step back and just do what I gotta. Okay? Stick around if you guys like to. Hey, just want to let you guys know that, yeah, definitely I am around and I'm actually streaming off at this time. And I'm making sure to actually premiere VODs on YouTube at least once a week so that I can actually do extra content like shorts, like highlights, and then stuff like that. I get to decide which ones are actually more trendy than the other, and then I can actually make sure things are looking good and forward when it comes to these things. So you are seeing these VODs on YouTube. When they premiere, yes, they premiere. They're still in the live stream VODs playlist. But of course, after the premieres, I unlist them to make sure that that you guys can watch it live, but it remains only accessible via the playlist. But of course, you can also make sure to save links if you guys actually like to get back into it. I am not the type to try and, well, encourage the algorithm to be influenced by the long-standing VODs. Basically, I like to really stick into making sure that my videos do cater to those who are at least watching an hour or less than an hour types of those things. Reactions, research shit. I do actually want to make sure that I get into research content because that actually could play out much better than I actually would believe it. That I would actually believe it too. Research into what, however, I'm still actually trying to figure that out. So if you're actually definitely watching this on YouTube, maybe you guys should actually check out the. Well, of course, since you're already watching, like the video, make sure to comment down on what you guys think should actually be on the next topics of any of my videos, and hit subscribe so that you actually get tune in. Hit the notification bell so that you guys can actually really be stay. You can actually be notified on the next videos that I actually get out there. So yes, just making sure that you guys understand that I am definitely trying ways to really be noticed by sponsors at any type at all. Now, as to my getup, yes, I understand I cannot always operate from my room, but the thing is, I have a good setup here. I'm still trying to actually find if I can actually get myself off my feet on this one. So, the next thing that we're going to do on the stream, basically watch Hank destroy Johnny Somali's credibility. Or whatever credibility that Johnny Somali thinks he still has. Let's just be real. Hank is absolutely pulling Ramsey Khalid Ismail down the drain. Is everyone doing okay right now? Because I'm back. I'm sorry if I actually just got back just now because things have just been going on. I had to wash the car. I had to rest a little because, yeah, I was needed. So, that said, I'm just going to make sure that I eat a banana. Actually, I'm gonna eat both the bananas I have. The short one, the short stick and the long stick, basically. Do you know the height difference between these two? There's always a variety when it comes to bananas, especially if it's always sold in the Philippines, you know? I really should actually change up my content a bit more because, but at the same time, I'm always receiving a spike of views when it comes to IRL content, whether it is related to different types of people or different IRL streamers in particular, but also some world events. Let me just finish this banana and then we can start moving on to business. Okay, so basically I'm done eating, and we are actually going to do a reaction to another video from Mist, MYST, the one who has 20,000 subscribers, and he doesn't fail from giving us the deets. And considering that there is actually good, well, good sources like Johnny So Smalley, who comes from Twitter, present day X, I thought I should let you guys know, okay? I thought I should let you guys know. Johnny Somali can't get anywhere without Hank. But here's the problem. Hank Yu is definitely annoying now. To Ramzi Khalid Ismail himself. To the point that, yes, there will have to come a time that even Hank is going to be a liability.
Guys, we've got some big updates about Johnny Somali's ally, Hank Yu. For a long time, Hank has been inactive on the internet, but now, as Johnny Somali's biggest trial approaches, where Hank Yu is expected to be one of the key witnesses for the prosecution, people have started digging up his past again. Many are saying that Hank Yu should also be held accountable and face charges for the things he did alongside Johnny Somali. But what's really going on? What's the latest update? I'll break it all down in this video. And not just that, we've got more updates. As you know, Sneako, one of the most controversial streamers, is back on YouTube.
Yo, what? The one he got in beef with, the one who got in beef with Charlie for something useless or something? I don't know what the hell. The one who said that magazines are called clips, and then he was force corrected by Charlie, who mentions that they're mags. They're not clips. Sneako was being an idiot, and he is getting himself in trouble on platforms, and he got banned, and then he got back on YouTube. So, out on good behavior, or is this another attempt at trying to getting himself viral for the sake of virality only? God. I don't often I don't report on Sneako, but this is just one of the annoying ones, bro.
Does this mean there's now hope for Johnny Somali to return and do reckless things again? Could he actually get unbanned officially? The answer will shock you. You won't believe it. Also, there's another major update about a tragic incident involving a female Korean streamer who lost her life after a viewer donated around 70,000.
Oh shit! This was recent? I only heard an event around about this in passing, but I didn't know that this was recent. Oh shit! How did this get past me?
$1,000. Can you even imagine that? I'll give you all the shocking details you need to know. So let's get started with Hank Yu.
Oh boy.
Here we can see why Hank Yu is once again back in controversy. There's a post from Johnny Somali that says, race trader Hank Yu, Hyunjong Yu, an ex-American and felon, helps Johnny Somali with the Johnny Somalia channel. You put the YouTube channel under Hank Yu's name, huh, Johnny Somali? That is still ban evasion and a violation of YouTube's terms of service.
Exactly. He is ban evading like the heck. Come on, bro.
Made a new YouTube, and I put it in Hank's name, you know what I mean? So technically it's Hank's channel, right? I'm gonna just name it Johnny Jewish. So how are they gonna ban me? It's Hank's channel.
So this clearly shows that Johnny Somali wasn't the only culprit. Hank Yu was also deeply involved. YouTube should immediately take this seriously and ban Hank Yu for violating their policies. Now people have started digging into Hank Yu's past and calling him out for everything he's done. Just look at what people are commenting. One person said,
You know, I never watched his old Hank Yu's old footage, but the commentary that he states is absolutely enough as to why he should be considered a menace in society, just like Ramzi Khalid Ismail, okay?
said, Hank, I hate South Korea. Plus, I'm the perfect soldier. Also, Hank lives in SK and avoids joining the mandatory military service. Another commented, Hank asked for this, the day he rescued Ramsey and Gino and was brought into the spotlight. No one feels sorry for Hank. If he didn't want any of this, he should have kept his head down and kept walking.
Yep.
You're big on free speech. I think you'll fit in with China very well, LMAO. Someone else wrote, South Koreans will never forgive Hank Yu because the internet never forget. Another comment said, he wanted to join the U.S. Army Ranger? He couldn't pass the Boy Scout camping trip without calling his mom. So just imagine, people are furious at Hank Yu.
Oh, yeah. They are angry even after he got deported. Even after he got deported back to South Korea.
It's understandable, because he was one of the main people behind all this chaos. Hank Yu constantly insulted South Korea while praising China and the CCP.
He's been anti-Japan and pro-China.
Long live China, f*** Korea, f*** Japan. One thing about Hank is he talks about China every single day. China, we need political...
This is, by the way, from the, is from the Alex Novell documentary.
asylum.
So it's no surprise that South Koreans are cursing him right now. Honestly, it's well deserved. Now guys, you actually need to know some secrets behind all this. As we all know, Johnny Somali was involved in a lot of criminal activities together with Hank Yu, and those connections could easily make Hank Yu legally accountable as well. There's even a post that said, Johnny Somali is 100% taking advantage of Hank Yu. I mean, Hank spent $20,000 on him, actually his mother's money on Johnny, and he doesn't see anything wrong with that? Hank is a mental wacko, so Johnny is using that to his advantage. He knows how to manipulate him. And honestly, I found this comment very logical. What do you guys think? Do you agree or not? Because when you look deeper, you'll find that the money Hank Yu spent wasn't even his own. It was allegedly stolen from his family.
$30,000 that my...
Stolen? So it wasn't from support money? Why haven't they filed charges against him? If it isn't just for for actually theft, but why haven't they reported him yet? Or why hasn't he been jailed yet? I think he should be jailed for good for actually doing that to his parents. Excuse me? Excuse me?
Grandparents actually gave to my dad to like take care of me. I stole $30,000, ran away.
So just imagine, Hank Yu stole and wasted a lot of money from his family, and then gave it all to Johnny Somali. He betrayed his own family. Even after that, Hank Yu's family still supported him out of a sense of morality and because he was their son. But I think they should have refused him at that time.
They should have refused it. Outright. Oh, god damn it.
They couldn't, though. They actually faced massive financial problems while knowing that Johnny Somali would likely never pay the money back to them. And even if Johnny Somali somehow returned the money to Hank Yu, there's a good chance Hank Yu would not give it back to his family.
For someone who's not working, that's a lot of money, and certainly if that was coming from someone's family, and now their family knows they were spending $20K, that is something that can make them very, very mad.
They don't even know how they will survive next. And it also looks like Johnny Somali will not pay him back this money.
And be bright enough to know he is probably never getting that money back.
So what will Hank Yu do next? next. Right now, he is surviving by giving tuition, but it's not enough to cover Johnny Somali's legal fees or all the other expenses. That means everything Johnny Somali was doing, from funding to traveling, might have been backed by money Hank didn't even own. So if this part turns out to be true, then both Hank Yu and Johnny Somali could...
They're going to be on the hook. Both of them are going to be on the hook on it this time. Johnny Somali is all... Johnny Somali... Wait, okay. Ramzi Khalid, Johnny Somali, Ismail is already on the hook for multiple charges and has been found guilty on on most of them. Hank is going to get hooked into it just because of the theft. Just because of the theft. He is screwed. He is absolutely screwed. He doesn't know what he's getting into.
Could face even more serious legal consequences than people expected. So guys, as Johnny Somali's trial gets closer, you can expect more shocking details to come out. I guarantee you, both Hank Yu and Johnny Somali will desperately try to escape somehow, because they're running out of options. I'll explain more about that soon, but now, let's move into another big topic on the internet, something that might actually be giving hope to Johnny Somali to get unbanned on YouTube again.
Does it feel real that Sneako is unbanned on YouTube after 3 years? Been a fan of this guy since 2019. He's always been every YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. We're about to run it up big. PRJX was a success. Now it's time to bring it over to YouTube. PRJX? What the hell is that?
It's about another controversial streamer, Sneako. After being banned for 3 years for violating YouTube's policies, Sneako has now been officially unbanned. YouTube reviewed his case and decided to give him another chance.
Look at him scream! Look at the...
Now, on the other side, Johnny Somali might be watching all this and thinking, this is my time. Maybe he believes he'll also get unbanned while everyone's demanding that his new channel under Hank Yu's name should be removed for ban evasion. But let's be real. I don't think Johnny Somali is getting unbanned anytime soon, because YouTube can clearly see that both Johnny Somali and Hank Yu have violated multiple policies, used false names, and even scammed the platform by creating fake identities.
Wait.
So in my
Yeah. No.
deserves a permanent ban from YouTube. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment. Now here's another massive story that's currently shocking the internet. A female Korean streamer has tragically lost her life after one of her viewers donated...
This one is... When I heard about this story, let's just be real. Oh my god. Business dispute. The term business dispute. Here's the thing about this, okay? Here is the thing about this. You try to invest on someone. You try to invest on someone who's making a lot of money. You try to invest in someone who's making a lot of money. You don't drive them away just because of your obsession. It's already bad enough you have a mental problem and it causes you to be obsessed with that person you're investing on. Because considering that they're a streamer, all right? Please. Stop with the obscenity. Stop with the obsessions and obscenities, and stop making them the center of your life only because you are investing in them and that you think that you're going to go far. They're the talent, not you. They've been invested on, and you're not the talent. Stop expecting too much. If you're the only one who gives money. You're the whale who wants to support the person here. So don't make this about you. It ended tragically. Of course, considering that advice was not taken, if ever there is advice given to him like of the identifiable like mine, it ended tragically. Oh my god, bro. This is so... You don't start a business venture, then get into a dispute because she doesn't want to be with you anymore, and then retaliate against her by actually ending her just because she thinks you're a creep. Because that just proves you are a creep! God, this is so screwed up. This is absolutely screwed up.
At around $70,000. But this isn't just about going viral. It's a serious matter. You need to understand that after the rise of people like Johnny Somali and other shady streamers, streaming platforms and online communities are slowly turning into dangerous spaces where criminal activities are happening more and more often. And in a way, Johnny Somali indirectly played a role in this culture. He influenced others to copy his reckless streaming style, which created a chain of toxic, dangerous behavior in the community. So what actually happened with the female streamer? The biggest creator, Asmongold, explained everything in his video.
So there was a Korean streamer that was after arguing with a VIP viewer who donated $70,000 to her. This is a scary story. A live streamer with over 300,000 followers was discovered on a mountainside. Her body showed signs of bruising and strangulation. Police believe that she was killed about
30 minutes after her final broadcast. That is dark and insane. He did that only because she wanted to distance herself from him because he was a creep, and doing this not only makes him a creep, but also a murderer. God damn. Oh my God.
It's after her final broadcast ended. The suspect was a longtime supporter, told Yoon that he was the CEO of an IT company, but reports later on revealed that he was deeply in debt. According to Chosen.
Okay. Reports later revealed he was deeply in debt. His home had been seized in a forced auction. Oh my God. If you're going to make an investment or try to help yourself a bit because you are in financial ruin right now, you don't do that if you don't have any business standing at all. You don't make an investment on a single talent without any business standing at all and expect a return very, very quick. It does not work that way. But of course, I wouldn't be able to, even if he were around with me, this guy, this piece of shit. Even if he were around with me as a friend or something like that, let's just say we're in a situation, in a scenario. If I were his friend, if I were someone who's advising him, he wouldn't listen to me because his mind is beyond just the money. His life is definitely almost over, considering that his home had been taken. So this is an act of not only psychosis. This is not only an act of psychosis, but also of desperation. A dangerous kind of person who should not be allowed outside ever again. This is especially after he had proven himself capable of taking a life. This is sad. But this is also maddening. You stoop yourself so low just because you needed an ROI. Another life wasted. This is just another life wasted, and I hate stories like these. I really hate stories like these.
And Cho convinced Yoon to enter a business partnership with him after becoming a VIP level donator on her live stream. However, she recently tried to cut ties, reportedly exhausting by his controlling behavior and
demanding schedule. You don't expect your invested talent to always stream or become available at your schedule because you're not her manager. Yeah. We all know where this is going. So, yeah.
Demanding schedule. Very, very, very sad.
Guys, can you just imagine, like I said a few seconds ago, how many shady and conspiratorial tactics are being used nowadays in the streaming community, especially through donations and other systems?
Through donations. Ramsey, Khalid, Johnny Somali, Ismail also survives and gets viral with the same methods. Except people are not entirely obsessed with him because he's a guy. Here's the thing. His fans are also guys, but his fans also stand to try and make money from him because he is entertaining and at the same time annoying to public society. That's what they want to do. That's what they want him to maintain as, and now he's got it. He's now in danger of losing his freedom entirely just because he has been donated to and he's being pointed to, and he keeps getting money from these donors because they want to keep seeing more shit from him. And let's just be real about this, okay? When I checked some of the 50 minutes of shame videos about Johnny Somali receiving instructions from Discord users from his community to actually do these things, and then that guy would actually profit from it because he's actually he was starting an investment firm so that shady shit, so more infrastructure shady shit can be done. While he was well away from all where the mess is happening, he can actually pay others to actually donate that money to him so that he can do more, and so that Johnny Somali can do more of this shit. It's a real cycle. It is a very ugly cycle that it is real to the point that it is disgusting, bro. Basically, you invest on talent, you profit around them, you tell and to get viral and controversial, you give money to potential donors so that they can actually send that money to Ramzi Khalid Ismail and so that he can do more shady shit. I mean, what did it get him to? The statue incident. The train incident in which he was making racist remarks about Japan. The freaking fish thing. The restaurant, the 7-Eleven thing. Basically, most of these were directed at him. Most of these were instructions for Ramzi Khalid Ismail. So he can do... So... streamers who are willing to accept donations can do anything to get viral in IRL streams, and he doesn't care if there are consequences. Here's the thing. Here is where it's very different from talents, from streamers who only exhibit talent, not getting viral in IRL streams, okay? The levels of obsession come because these types of streamers, like this Korean streamer who actually passed away because her life was cut, the likes of her are idols. Now this makes a completely different fan base, because if she's an idol streamer, idol, IDOL, okay? India, Delta, Oscar, Lima. That spelling. Idol. Let me just be very clear about this. The fan bases these idol streamers make are the types who are dedicated, are the types who are actually sending a lot of love to idols, but there are those who can actually be obsessed. These are a completely different type of fan base. A completely different type of viewership or audience. More dangerous to the point that streamers get harassed, streamers get streamers risk themselves to the point that they stretch a little bit about their life and their fans go wild and rabid, to the point that apparently that streamer could get tracked. And unfortunately, she got tracked, and her life was cut short. This is completely dark. Absolutely dark. And all because idol streamers make these types of fan bases, and it's not even their fault. It's not even their fault. Viewers, do what you can to support your favorite content creators or streamers. But depending on your culture, try to find ways to actually invest in them without making it seem that you need to control them, because being controlling of your talents is never a good sign for a relationship if you're trying to establish one. Even if you're just a silent observer, if you are only viewers, you are not managers. You do not manage her activities. I'll be very clear about this, guys. You are not the manager. If your only purpose at the moment is only to view, you are not the managers of the talent. Stop considering yourself the managers of the talent if it's not your role, if it is not supposed to be how you're supposed to come out as. Okay? Honestly, this was absolutely unnecessary, but this happened. This shouldn't have happened.
People are actually using these features to commit crimes, and sometimes streamers become the victims, while other times they're the main culprits behind it. Everyone should be aware of this situation because it's getting worse day by day. Even Asmongold has expressed serious concern about this issue and warned that streaming platforms need to take it more seriously.
A cautionary tale for any streamer. If someone randomly starts giving you a ton of money, stop or block them. I know it might sound insane, but think of the kinds of people who give $50,000 to a girl on the internet. Insane people. Obsessed people. Actually, the term is obsessed, but it's understandable. It gets to the level of insanity, yes.
Before it's too late.
I said this too. I said a cautionary tale to any streamer. If someone randomly starts giving you a ton of money, stop and block them. I know it might sound insane, but think about the kinds of people who give $50K to a girl on the internet. Insane people. Be safe and be proactive. And this is one of the reasons, if you guys ever notice, do you know that's one of the reasons why I don't take donations? That's actually one of the big reasons. If you ask 5 streamers that are girls if they've had a guy that's done this, you will get 15 or 20 stories. This is a super, super common thing. My advice to any of these girls that are doing this, and this is not exclusive to women, by the way, my best advice, cut it off before it starts. As soon as the guy gives you more than a few $1,000s, block the payments, turn it off. And the reason why is that somebody who's giving you all of that money, they're buying something. You don't know what it is. I know that it might sound bad.
They're buying your talent. Remember, unless streamers want to be managed at any time, the viewership is not considered the manager. Stop considering yourselves the manager, considering that even if you're supporting a streamer. Stop considering yourselves the manager. I'm not sure if Asmongold is going to say it right here, but that's what that's what the full advice should be.
To not take that money? Yeah, they feel like you owe them? Yes, exactly.
I completely agree with Asmongold. Now it's really time to be concerned, because most of the crimes happening online are being influenced and spread through streaming platforms. Everyone involved should be held accountable. Otherwise, someday you'll see more people like Johnny Somali and Hank Yu using these same shady tactics to cause even more chaos. So guys, what do you think about all of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
I'm going to be real with you. The internet is only safe for you if you know how to get around on the internet. So basically, your privacy is very, very important, and I need sponsors for privacy. And basically, everything in relation to privacy, everything in relation to privacy, you try to keep yourself secure as much as possible. You try to keep yourself secure. Basically, what is the lesson in all this? Be a streamer with integrity. Don't go viral just for the sake of virality and money. And then spot obsessive fans who give you money to make sure that they don't do something stupid. and that they don't track you, and that they don't make you the center of their attention. Absolutely report these types of people, especially if they get into your circles. Your safety is always counted, never anything else, never just for the money, never just for the reputation. It is to absolutely make sure that you live longer. We now know where fame can lead you. You just got to make sure that your own viewership is actually within arm's length. Only within arm's length, never any closer. Just making sure that you understand, even if there are VIP level donors, it doesn't make them, it does not make them the managers of your life. They're not supposed to be the managers. Saying it again. Viewership who supports talents are not considered managers and should never be considered managers. So they don't control what the streamer does. And that's how the cookie crumbles, yeah? It's a real thing. It's real sad that it's come to that point, huh? Let's see. Anything else that I should do? 21 and 5. Okay, got it. Put it there. I'm just gonna paste. I'm just gonna copy paste the shit, and then I can just do whatever over there. Once everything that is converted is already finished, I'll just do whatever. Just get whatever. Ah, jeez. What am I doing? Okay. I think before... Okay, here's the thing. My little sister is going to go to school. Now, here's the thing. Apparently, there's flu. The flu is coming around again in the Philippines, apparently. So, yeah. That's one thing I got to be careful about. So, But, for the meantime, since I'm already here, I may as well just play some more CS2. Let's just be real. Even with CS2's imperfections, I still like to play it offline if I have to. If it gets a little too hot, if it's a little get too annoying, especially when it's on, when it's on that shit, when it's on bullshit, it's on. I don't know. Hold on. Anything I should do to reset the stuff? Hold on. I should probably just I'll put it to desktop. Unpin from Street PC. Good. Very good. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna access that a bit later. So let me just reset my recording. Yay, let's make sure that we actually do this right. We do this right, we do this good. Hopefully we do this right, we do this good. All right. I do play Endless ATC, by the way. Even if it seems boring, I do like to actually be in the perspective of an air traffic controller, but I definitely also want to make sure that I am on the right track as an FPS guy. Always an FPS guy. Always. Like to treat myself better. Let's go. Let me just make sure that my shit looks okay. I'll just make my stuff. Alright. Diffusal group Delta. Anything else? We're good.
Let's roll.
Let's make it happen. Let's make shit happen because it doesn't have to happen every time. Ah, it's alright. It's already gonna change map. Okay, sure. Overpass. Hello. Alright. Here we go. Oh, yeah, they were at the second floor. A pro's very perspective is always... I've been seeing clips every time on CS2 and Valorant, and let me just tell you, you cannot easily outmatch a pro, especially if they were really experienced in this in any game at all. Okay, that's not real. That's a bot. Every time that there's a bot, it's always a suspicious thing, you know. You are a bot, bro. They're not real. I don't care. I'm not really after the score. I'm not really after a placing at all. Deathmatch is just a thing for me to actually get amused on and just get ready and stuff. That's how it is. Bro. Oh my god, I didn't know that there was someone to the right. Oh my god. Oh, wow. I was removing my suppressor, bro. I'm out on my primary. Are you serious? Ah, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Ah, fucking hell. I call that bullshit. Absolutely, I call that bullshit. Whatever. Basically, on deathmatch, you can do you could do cheats here as much as you like to, but really, I think that the only thing that they've actually done here, okay, and I actually noticed this. I think Valve really cleaned up on the speech bots thing, because CS2 unfortunately has a problem with speech bots before. but it's been some time after. It's been some time before since I got back, and it's a good improvement. It's a good improvement to have that speech bots have been finally purged. The problem with this, however, is that the third-party bots still exist. The third-party bots still absolutely exist. And cheaters actually thrive on death matches because they like to test if their cheats are working properly. Okay? They like to make sure that their cheats are working properly so that they can really just market it to others. They can just really market it. It's really very, very shady and shit. It's really sad that we actually come to the point that cheaters are welcome as long as you don't break the rules in competitive and casual online matches. Basically, this is just saying Steam is making sure to put everything where it should be. If it goes out of control, it will not be the fault of Steam. It will be the fault of those who cross the line. Because that makes sense. That makes at least some sense in my mind, okay? Why did I shoot his ass, though? Wait a minute. Oh my god, I freaking knew it. What's with that profile pic? Oh my god. Shit, dude. That was amazing. That was an amazing... Did you guys see that? That's cool. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh no, 1 HP. Are you serious? Oh my god. That was insane. Basically, legitimacy when it comes to deathmatch rankings is gone, considering the third-party bots can actually override whatever skill you show. Because these things, third-party bots that actually make the game significantly harder in deathmatch ranks, they make legitimacy in deathmatch rankings obsolete. Basically, there's no form of legitimacy in deathmatch rankings here in Asia. Because they're now using it in Asia, for fuck's sake, bro. Oh my god. I really should address this. I really should keep addressing this thing. Alright? Maybe I should really just address it. Should I make sure that I expose this matter? I expose this matter and, yeah. I think I should probably expose this. I'll finish up this round and then I'll just make a folder. I will make it part of my... I will make it a part of my content role. I think it's quite important to actually put up a dialogue on CSU on this. Wow. That's not even a peek. That's just... They absolutely know where I was. Either they or it. I don't know. I can't tell which is the bot anymore and which is the cheater. Okay. I was about to, but okay. Sure. Sure. Oh my god. You always shake every time you're handling. There is some sort of competition, but the problem is, it's mixed in with the bots and the cheaters, bro. Always the bots and the cheats. Always something to address. We're all shitting ourselves. We are all shitting ourselves. And I don't like it. I don't have to like it, but it's actually something. Okay? You know, let's try it. I always like it in NECAP anyway, so yeah. Okay, yeah, I was in an open area, so I was about to get sniped anyway, so fine. Whatever, it happens, I guess. Let me just be real. I don't like it when it comes to I don't like it when that really just becomes a real issue. It is a real issue. All right, that's it. I'm going to absolutely make sure that this is going to go somewhere because okay, that's not where I'm supposed to be. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Records and streams, stream PC. Yes, absolutely. We have a bit of a situation here. It's not even 12 minutes. Yeah, it's not even 12 minutes, and I'm going to make it sure. We are going to keep this going to make absolutely sure that we expose we expose this thing to make sure that there is legitimacy. I want there to be legitimacy, okay? I want there to be legitimacy in what we do. Okay, never mind. I want there to be legitimacy in our death matches because let's just be real. It is very, very, very alarming. I don't like it that our death match is being turned into a turkey shoot. For them, not for us, because the casual cannot match up against a bot or a cheater. See, you simply turn a fucking around, bro. Whatever. It happens. It just happens, okay? This is Anubis, by the way. Actually, it happens at anywhere, you know. Frickin' hell, dude. Death matches are always a cheater's and bot's paradise. It's to make sure they avoid getting caught. This is a real unfortunate breeding ground. It is a real unfortunate breeding ground for testing things. Ah, jeez. I gotta stop being panicky in shoots. Oh! Is that lucky? Not sure, but okay, sure. Damn. Damn. There were two right behind me, bro. Yeah, no, Flamingo is a real suspicious guy. Okay, you're real, but either you got realness or maybe or something. I'm not sure. Okay, sure. Shit, dude, wait. Fucking hell. Ah, dude. Oh my god, that guy. I'm saying it there. Go to hell. Damn it. Make me Darth Vader. That's what I hate. The sudden turn. The sudden turn to behind you, and that just, these are fucking bots. These are absolutely just bots only. Thank God. Dude. What am I doing? Okay, sure. Sure, whatever. Whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. Oh my god! Whatever. Dude. Okay. Give me something. Damn it. You tried and you failed. Basically. Oh wow. Flying? I don't think so. It is such a mess. Ah! Ah. Bro. Whatever. We're already in it. Ah, dude. Hello, Tren. All these third-party bots coming in is just... Dude. Of course, Nuke. I'm gonna go for one more match and then I gotta go because my little sister's going to need me. Anyway. Okay, fine. You got me there. Shit, dude. The dual Berettas, huh? Oh my god! Oh my god, I was about to. I was about to. I was tempted. Ah! Uh-oh. Oh my god! Okay, fine, fine, fine. Oh my god! Whatever. I don't care. Let's go for it. Ouch. Right from behind, too. Oh. Shit! Oh my god, I hate you. I hate blatant bots, bro. Okay. Is that even real? Oh, what? You're not real. You're not real either. For Pete's sake. Really? Yo! Okay. Oh no. Ah! No! Okay, fine, fine. You came in running, that's good. What the hell? Ah, dude. Ah! Oh, wait. No way! There were two. Oh my god. I hate third-party bots who are very reactive. Seriously. They're head shooters every time. Seriously. They're not real. Seriously? Screw you, Kiwi. Seriously? Oh my god, why did I panic? That was a panicked shot. What the hell? Damn it. Whatever. Oh my god. Is that real? No, wow. Oh my god, what? Through that. Through that. It was fast. I couldn't see it. So fine. Yes! Yes! I used it good! Holy shit! Okay, okay, okay. Ah, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, what? Bro. Yeah. That sucks. Come on. Ah. Okay, I thought that there was no one there, but when I turned my head... Dude, those sudden things. Screw you. You're just a bot. A bot that's too easy to... Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Shit, dude. It's the battle of the who's the best bot now. Dude. I hate that so much. I hate bots. You would never change my mind. These things. Death matches are the breeding ground of bad bots and cheaters. I hate that so much. Why are they still being allowed on these matches? Probably it's not illegal, but at the same time, it still ruins your experience. But at the same time, I still hate it so much, bro. Why? Just why? Okay, what's gonna happen next is that I am going to get out of here because what is going to happen is that, hold on. I'm gonna take my little sister to school first, and then things are just gonna like be whatever, I guess. All right, I'll be out for now. For now, all right. Oh, hoo, ha, ha, ha. Is everyone actually looking okay? I hope everyone's looking okay, because I guess I am. Sorry about that. I just need to be... Uh, I hate it when the mic does that. Jeez, what is going on sometimes? I gotta really fix the way I... freaking mic sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. That's how it is. I just have to make sure that things are okay with the connections because sometimes when I fix up get the volume sorted out, Oh my god, I'm sorry. My own mixer, for some reason, is dying out on me. For some reason? Really? Give me a moment here. I hate it when the mixer does that. Some connections can be loose, unfortunately. I just have to be careful when it comes to getting the volume of the speaker up and down because, dude, I hate it so much, bro. Ah, my God, why does that have to happen? Why does that have to happen? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna be rendering a couple of things, so if you won't mind, I'll just be muting and stuff. So hold on. Anything I should do? Is the header notif okay? Yeah. All right, it should work. Okay. Sorry. I know that the text is right there, but let me just, you know what? Let me fix that. The header notif. Why is it over there? Why is it way over there? Hmm. Let me like, give me a moment here. Am I like do the same to this one? Yeah, okay. Ah, for Pete's sake, why do we keep doing that? Whatever. Whatever, I'll just do whatever, what I just gotta do what I gotta do with whatever this is. Anyway, yeah. I'll be rendering something first and then I'll get back with you guys if you'd like to actually talk to me or something. So if ever I don't see your chats yet, it just means I'm busy. So if you will excuse me, I got some shit to do.
Fun and pleasant to watch his streams. Finally, two VTubers of my choice. Bam, a Filipino-bred VTuber.
Don't mind me, I'm just watching some stuff from YouTube because it's, I guess it's fine. I finally got the things that I needed to actually render, but apparently, I don't know, looking for something else. Probably, yeah, I'm just probably looking for something else, and then there's more to it, I guess. Whatever.
VTuber with 111k on her YouTube. Filipino VTubers so far really impressed me with.
Sure. I'm just looking at whatever. GT4 RS. Gran Turismo 4? Or no? Or no. I thought it was Gran Turismo 4. Is this a game? Yeah, it is. Or no. I'm not sure. Whatever. I'm just gonna like refresh that shit. Oh my God, when it comes to ice. Oh my God, do not get me started when it comes to ice. They're a completely different breed entirely. And let me just tell you, doing Trump's bidding and just arresting and deported anyone who looks foreign, and anyone who's not white, or anyone who's not even American. Oh God, this is just... It's really embarrassing that he cannot tell who are the citizens and who are... I hate it so much. I really do. Fuck's sake, bro.
New this morning, the Trump administration is now appealing the ruling that blocked the president's National Guard deployment around Chicago, blocked it for 2 weeks. Another federal judge has blocked agents from using certain crowd control tactics near an ICE facility that's right outside of Chicago. That order came down.
This is huge, by the way. A ruling has come down not on the deployment of the National Guard, but on the behavior of ICE, which is pretty big.
Recent rulings against ICE actions in Chicago are examined. The video features news reports and commentary on the controversial deployments and tactics. Footage of confrontations and legal responses are included for analysis. Okay. I like AI-generated video summaries because it just tells what you should actually expect from the... Okay, fine. As long as it's for analysis only, not for... whatever.
After video surfaced, it was this video of a pastor being hit in the head with pepper balls while praying outside of the site.
Yeah, I meant to talk about this, but I forgot to the other day, or the last day that I streamed. He's a Presbyterian minister who was praying, wasn't around anyone, wasn't doing... Like, there was nothing that he was doing that could be constituted as potentially threatening. And what was it? A sniper from the roof shot pepper balls at him and hit...
And when you ask me about that, it's pretty damning that you're just being peaceful and you're being shot by pepper balls just because they think you're a nuisance when all you're doing is peacefully protesting. Peacefully protesting and saying stuff that, well, it's not even non-threatening. How could you be so petty and just shoo someone by use of pepper balls? That will sting, mind you. How would you consider that as shooing someone when you shoot someone in a way that's going to hurt you anyway? Sometimes law enforcement have got to understand what their fired rounds can do. Or maybe they're just forgetting just because it's really just so intense that the entire thing is just going out of control just because it's just... This entire thing that ICE has been doing, what Trump has ordered, what he made sure to have law enforcement do, it's just so wrong. It's just absolutely so wrong. Basically, Trump is against foreigners living in his own country. It's just... This is just one of the reasons, one of the reasons that other countries hate him now. Not just making it not work economically for the others, but also for the very treachery that Trump is doing against his own citizens, for Pete's sake. Against Americans. Well, sure, he's making sure that undocumented immigrants are actually being booted out, but Trump started to double down on the behavior of booting people out that not only discriminated against undocumented immigrants, but every recorded immigrant and every citizen who lived in the United States who actually had immigrants for parents. So it doesn't matter if you're undocumented or you're illegal, you're actually part of the target list, which is actually sickening. It is actually sickening, bruh.
Nice afterwards. They're calling him a woke pastor? Yeah, of course they are. Dude, this is an open letter to Republicans, okay? I am begging you. Hat in hand, okay? Please keep doing this. Nothing makes you look better than being so obviously detestable. You're losing. They think it doesn't matter.
They keep losing the argument. They keep losing the argument. It's just... This is basically Republican power doubling down, all because one of their beloved idols had been removed from life. Considering that this same guy who was removed from life had only words to say. Of course, he was wrongly removed from life just because someone is way too angry. Because even words can sway policy, and when words sway policy, that's where it becomes unstoppable. When the policy itself becomes unstoppable, that's where it gets bad. It's already bad enough that actual words can actually make people angry to the point of actually sniping them from some distance away. And then, yeah. Basically, what is happening here, including military members already, serving members, this is wrong. All kinds of wrong. Okay? This is all kinds of wrong. Why is this still being allowed? Well, it's simple. Because the president is a tyrant.
Matter because they think they've already won. To a lot of these retards, they think they've already taken the future, okay? Trump 1, Trump 2, we're deporting a couple thousand people a day. It's over for them. We'll never have to worry about public opinion again. There's a reason they hide behind masks, okay? And they know there would be consequences. They know there will be consequences. Yeah, here's the video. If they keep acting this way, I mean, they're just hastening their own downfall. It's awful. They're not legally allowed.
I'm showing it on YouTube, not on stream, but all the same.
To do that, it's against the instruction and use of the firearms that they're using. You're not supposed to fire those directly at people's faces. Not that it matters, you know. I saw this the other day. A federal agent points a weapon to a woman who is recording them. Just recording. This is how people are going to remember ICE. And the more they act that way, the more that's going to be the case. These people want to be the SS. These people want to be this way, the more that's...
This is wrong. All kinds of wrong. They're supposed to be considered immigrant... They're supposed to be a part of a law enforcing body. They're supposed to be immigration. And they're only being remembered for unmarked cars, unmarked vehicles, and masks. Basically, that is absolutely wrong to the point that you have to understand, these are not law enforcement on their behavior and on their attire. They're basically hoodlums. All hoodlums, bro. All hoodlums.
That's going to be the case. These people want to be the SS. These people want to be the Gestapo. They want to be clean, uniformed officers, agents of evil, who go door to door and silently, ruthlessly eliminate all opposition to their political agenda. You know, they want to run people into the death camps. What they are is fat, ugly, poorly trained morons. They are incompetent at every level, and they're also unlikable. And because of modern media, because everyone has a phone camera, we get to see this. They're not like the Gestapo. They're like the brown shirts. And the brown shirts were freaks. And their actions were mythologized after the fact by the German government, in large part because no one was around with cameras to take videos of them being freaks back then. The revolution will not be televised. It's on Twitter. That shit is true. 100%. Anyway, no,
it will not be televised because mainstream media doesn't want to show the reality of it. They're too afraid that the reality of it is going to topple the government. Absolutely, it will topple the government. And maybe that's a good thing, toppling the government itself. It's just, maybe it's deserved. Have you guys thought of that? Maybe it's deserved. You know? This is America for you. She is.
It's insane. And they keep doing it, and they're not stopping. And the more they do it, the better it is for us, man. I don't know what to tell you.
The better it is for those who are able to expose them for the ugliness that they keep spreading around, basically.
Like, the fact that they pulled all of these recruits from fascist paramilitaries and are marching them around the country making asses of themselves might be scary now, but there is going to be a reckoning the likes of which none of them are prepared for, and it's all being predicated on the fact that they're just unlikable. They could have gotten away with doing the deportations. The average American is a Hitlerite when it comes to law and order issues, but you cannot get away with driving around major metropolitan areas doing shit like this, shooting pastors in the head, handcuffing naked children and marching them outside. You can't get away with it. The Pope is directly ordering U.S. bishops to fight for migrants right now, making it top priority for the Catholic Church in North America. Based?
Pope Leo calls on U.S. bishops to stand up for migrants' rights. Really? Really?
Is somebody reaping the consequences of
Oh, I love this.
very publicly, randomly shooting Christian ministers in the forehead?
Okay.
Are we perhaps making enemies? It is the Pope's city, after all. That is true.
CNN's Whitney Wild is joining us now live near that ICE facility. And what is the latest here? What do we know about what this appeal means, what the judge's order means? What are you hearing?
Well, there are several outstanding questions here, Kate. And the question had been, after this ruling came down, whether or not the National Guard was going to maintain their presence here while this went through appeal. And what you see here, Kate, and I'll just kind of orient you toward the building here, we do not see a single member of the National Guard outside Broadview, although over the last few days that had been visible. Right now, again, we do not see a single member of the National Guard. New this
That actually means something. Holy shit.
morning, Kate, this fence here has been up since September 22nd. There had been a push by city officials to bring this down. They were concerned that it would impede an emergency response.
Yeah, by the way, ICE just put up a fence on the road. They can't do that. That's city property. ICE doesn't control that. The federal government can't just annex that. It's not how it works.
There's also concern about, the people who live here, the people who work here, these impositions that DHS has put on the people who have to live and work here every day. A judge just minutes ago ruling that this fence has to come down.
In my opinion, a huge step. I know it sounds relatively trivial, but it's one of the first big notable steps of judges ruling not just against National Guard deployments, which are like this big issue, but more in a more minute sense, like, no, ICE, you actually can't do that. You can't do whatever you want. And every time a judge rules, it gets more and more likely that ICE will openly defy the judge's orders. And the more likely that gets, the more it's going to happen. And the more it happens, the more the pressure is going to build. We already know the Chicago and Broadview police departments don't like ICE. There have been multiple interviews of their police commissioner, of random officers, seeing them get tear gassed. We know they don't appreciate the ICE facility here. Eventually, warrants for arrests are going to be issued. And I want to see it!
It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Look, I want to be real with you. I just don't agree entirely to the thought of actually giving a check. I don't know how to say it. Okay, it's just this started with Trump absolutely hating on immigrants to the point that it didn't matter if immigrants were undocumented or not, or legal. He wanted them gone and removed forcibly if need be. Considering that ICE had not been getting enough undocumented immigrants and suspects, they're no longer discriminatory. They're no longer discriminatory to just undocumented and the criminal, and having just the criminal types anymore. Look, it's really just bad. How else can you actually say it? It's actually so bad. It really is. Okay? That's nothing. There's nothing much else to actually say about that. It's just. This is absolutely so stupid. This is really absolutely so stupid. I was actually trying my luck in getting a script running to take the directory of what's inside a text file to actually apply to the recording path and whatever. It's just, I hate it when this happens. Whatever. The OBS script will have to wait. I ran out of time. Basically, I gotta actually head to the gym first. That's what I gotta do. And then I guess I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do. Sure. All right, guys. I am out for now because I am actually going to the gym. It'll be a while before I I really just gotta make sure when it comes to everything in relation to VBR, I actually apply some. Actually, I don't know. I'm thinking, yeah, never mind. Actually, CBR recording is good. I guess I'm just second guessing myself for a while there. I'm just making sure that I don't have anything to overguess myself too much. I am just looking at some stuff before I go, so give me a moment here. Whatever, I'm just auto-detecting so that there would at least be something. Let's see. I'm just changing some stuff from the recording device, so give me a moment here. Nah, match output, it's fine. And then color space 709. Yeah, sometimes there are just subtle differences when it comes to the color, but I guess it's okay because this is just the virtual cam. I'm just looking at the virtual cam. There's just little differences. There are just little differences here and there. Give me a moment here. Oh, okay. There it is. Whatever. I can't get it to true color. It really just doesn't matter, I guess. It won't matter too much. Color range full. Yeah, color range is full. Not much I can say about that. Two planes. Basically, yeah, no difference. Well, I don't know what the heck I'm actually worried about. I guess this is it for now. I guess I'm going. I gotta get to the gym. I'm just gonna split the stream to go for another and stuff. I guess fine. This is Elite Lady signing off. Thank you very much for watching. I'll head to the gym. I'll let you guys know if I actually got a stream, of course. If there's always a stream. I always store it in YouTube to actually let it premiere and stuff, and then, yeah, it'll just do the rest. Anyway, next time I go on DLive and Kick, before I go on DLive and Kick, I should probably make that announcement. I am actually streaming regular. If I should stream on DLive and Kick, I make sure that when it comes to premiering my VODs, I make it once a week so that I can do a lot of content, so I can make a lot of shorts. Because I need to, since I am a solo guy. I am an editor and also a content creator, so that's how it has to work. Anyways, I'm off for now. This is Elite Lane signing off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys very much on the next one. See ya.